Hi, and welcome to your CraftBox episode about an essay written by Jesmyn Ward, who is a writer who's getting a lot of press this year for her book, Sing Unburied Sing. But in this case, she's writing for the New York Times Book Review about the Great Gatsby. Now you might say to yourself, why the Great Gatsby? Hasn't a lot been written about Great Gatsby already? But people are interested in knowing what this essay is like for someone who is a publishing novelist who isn't just necessarily coming to it as they do in high school. And we're going to be really focusing on what she uses towards the end of this first paragraph and a positive phrase. So let's see what she has to say. I first read The Great Gatsby as a teenager. I imagine this is when most Americans encounter F. Scott Fitzgerald's seminal work. Our teachers, rightly so, hail the novel as a masterpiece, so we read it under their influence when we are young. Here's our epic, beautiful sentence. We read it when we are bewildered and delighted at our changing bodies, flush with burgeoning sexuality, heady with the certainty of our ascendancy, the prospect of our future greatness shining off in the distance like a great green star. Now, if you haven't read Gatsby, you might think that this great green star thing is kind of a weird image. In Gatsby, the great green star is a kind of green light that shines on the other side of the bay from Gatsby's house, and it's the light that shows him where his love interest house is on the other side of the bay, and he's constantly looking off at it, but he's also really constantly looking off not just at her, but also at his future and what he really hopes for himself. He's trying to make himself into this epic person that he dreamed of when he was young. So this essay is a little bit of a spoiler, so if you haven't read Gatsby, you may not want to read the whole essay, but we're just going to focus on this last phrase, which won't be a spoiler. So what she's doing here is she's working in the number power of threes. It's a long sentence, and you may think there's more than three things here, but there really aren't. She says that things that are happening are changing bodies, burgeoning sexuality, and the certainty of our ascendancy. All things we associate with youth, and especially this last one, that it's not just that our bodies are changing, it's not just that our hormones are raging, but it's that we have this sense of certainty that things are going to be different. When we get out there, we're going to rule the world, we're going to change things. And I love that about working with young people. I'm not trying to belittle it in any way. I think that is fresh and new and exciting every time I see it. So she puts a comma here and kind of rephrases this whole phrase here. The certainty of our ascendancy with this comma is a sort of equal sign to the prospect of our future greatness shining off in the distance like a great green star. So when you use an appositive phrase, the second phrase is basically a rephrasing of the first phrase. So to make it simple, I might say, I am an English teacher, comma, K, keener. Now, that's sort of showing me that those two things are just a rephrasing. They can be easily swapped. The comma there serves as a kind of equal sign. So here when she says heady with the certainty of our ascendancy, she could also be saying heady with the prospect of our future greatness shining in the distance like a great green star. So it's a great move to kind of reference the novel here, but it's also a great move to kind of give us two ways of saying this same idea that she has here with the appositive phrase and the comma serving as a sort of equal sign there. All right, hope you find that helpful. If you've read Gatsby, check out the essay. It's a great example of literary analysis, which we don't often see published in the newspaper. Enjoy.